Always scared to put color over color, and now I realize that's my problem. I know why you're thinking that. I think a lot of people think of it backwards, right? Like, so if you were doing like acrylic painting, like regular acrylic painting, you'd put your darkest shade first, and then you would layer with your lighter and lighter and lighter. And that's usually how people think about color. But when you're doing like watercolor or alcohol marker, you have to start with the lightest color and you have to build the shadows on top of that. And that's, I think, usually why people struggle with it, because it's hard to, it's kind of a little bit tougher to understand how to build it when you're thinking about the highlights first. Purple. All right, let's do purple. Okay, so here's my purples. I'm gonna pick a light shade. So this is gonna be my highlight, this one. I'm gonna pick a darker, so P4, that's probably gonna be my darkest shade. Actually, you know what, I'll just do these three, so then you can see. I don't really like to use super dark shades because it looks too dark in my opinion. So I changed my mind. I'm gonna see if I can find a mid shade purple or a lighter purple. All right, I've got that one. Let's see. Unless I have a lighter purple. Oh, I'm gonna use this lilac color. Okay, so I'm using, this is my lightest color. And then I've got, this is my next shade, and then my next shade. So first I'm gonna go in with my lightest shade. So I'll leave them here so you can look at them when I'm doing this. So this is my lightest color, hopefully. I hope they come out light. Actually, I'm gonna go here so it's quicker. All right. So I don't really worry about too much about the light shade going on like perfectly. Because it's gonna get covered up a lot, so I don't worry about it being like too streaky unless I know I'm gonna have big highlighted areas. All right, so this is the light color. And sometimes if you don't have a light color, like a mid shade, you can layer your lightest color a couple of times just to darken it up. So you can always look at it that way too. It's just if you end up layering too much, then you can get a lot of bleed through, and I try to avoid too much bleed through if I can help it. Okay, so that's the lightest color. Now I'm going back in with my mid shade. So this would be, when I think of the mid shade, I always think, okay, this would be the true color of the animal or of whatever I'm coloring. So I'm going to assume that the light's coming from this direction. So if that was the case, it would be hitting here and it'd probably be cascading like this. So I'm going to just go like this. And then this might have a little bit of a shadow under it. What I struggle with is doing two colors, like a 3-range purple and a 3-range blue, that can also, wait for the end of that. And these might have a little bit of shadow under them. So then so then I'm assuming that the light's coming here and hitting the top. So I'm just gonna actually I'm gonna switch to my fine liner. I might do a little bit there, a little bit there. And now we're getting, the light is coming from this way, so these are gonna probably be mostly shaded up here. And then the light would probably hit the bottom bits. Because remember, the light's coming here, so it's probably cascading like there. So these might be all shadowed. So I'm just going over a little because it's a pretty close color match. I want it to be a little bit darker. And then under here, you'd probably have a little bit more shade. Okay. 3-range purple and a 3-range blue that can also vibe together. Yeah, you have to have enough colors for that, but you can, like I said, you can always layer too, right? And I can show you that if you'd like. So then now I'm going to assume that the light is coming here, and it's probably just this bottom piece and some of the shadows that are going to be like in a full shadow, like that. And then I'm going to go like this, just the bottom, and it would probably be kind of, the light would be cascading like this. I'm assuming it's going down. And then the light might be kind of reflecting back over here a little bit. And I mean, these are kind of up too, right? Like these little tentacles are kind of moving upwards. So they might have a little bit of shadow on them, or a little bit of highlight. And I might go in and do a little bit of, just like this, just to give it a little bit more dimension. There, does that make sense? Is any questions about that? I might do a little bit at the bottom like this too.